Everyone, welcome to another shop update video. I was looking on YouTube. It's been almost 10 days since we've done a video, so that's really bad. Not really, but we've been busy. We've been doing some new stuff. As you've seen our most recent videos, we have a lot of new things, a lot of wild things, crazy things coming through the shop. So we're going to update you on all of those things. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet, but we are going to talk a little deeper about each of these cool things that we're about to share. So I'm going to go first with one of our guitar projects. As you may have seen in our recent video, we're back to building just a little bit on the side here. If you're interested in a build, that's something we can start that conversation. We're only really going to market that through our newsletter. We're not going to really do this big campaign for the guitars because frankly we just don't have a ton of time to build all the way from scratch. But I wanted to show you guys one that is in progress right now. This is a very cool figured roasted maple neck. You can see that stock logo on there. We'll go through and do more pictures of this guitar as it gets closer to it being completed, I guess. The body is, we got to come up with a name for this finish, but it's on the paint stick here. You can see this is kind of a faded blue finish. Looks like into the ocean kind of thing. It's on a beautiful mahogany back. You can see the ribbon stripe mahogany there. Semi-hollow Les Bois model routed for 2 humbuckers. We're going to have a very, just like putting it right in your face, sorry. We're routed for 2 humbuckers. We're going to have a very special wiring on this that you may have seen on one of our other guitars. We'll get into this. This is kind of in the final stages, has not been polished. It has all the paint that it needs on it, all the clear coat. It's going to be polished up. The neck is just about ready. The frets were done. Now we're jumping into kind of guitar assembly over the next several weeks. So you'll see more on this guitar soon, but feel free to ask any questions that you got.
Yeah, and next up, I guess, in keeping with the offerings of our kind of custom shop stuff, we've got a couple of Strat loaded guards here with some non-standard options just to kind of get the ideas rolling. You can see this one in the light has these really cool like gold covers. So that would look good on your Mary Kay Strat, everybody.
Ooh, yeah,
it's got speed knobs.
That's a good, I wasn't sure what finish that would look good on, but now you got me thinking about that now.
So you got your the dark side to your Mary Kay Strat right here. This is loaded with our Hybrid Plus set. So it's kind of a vintage inspired design, but with a modern coil composition to where you're really going to handle a lot of the modern styles that you're going to need to with this stuff. The bridge pickup also has the base plate on there. You'll see that on the other one, yeah. And then this set also is got the base plate on there, but this is the vintage custom set. And this is in this cool like copper top kind of, battery looking top.
Battery Duracell.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that.
You
And this
probably
is
can't.
really cool like rolled telly style knobs with the black look, the knurling. Some people love that, so you can really actually turn the knob.
A little easier to grab than your standard Strat knob, I think, for sure.
So yeah, and you can really see when the light hits these just like kind of shimmer.
Yeah.
So it just adds a little more zazz to your S-style guitar.
Yeah, and so we've gone a little deeper with these type of offerings. You saw our last video about some of the fancy stuff. We had the gold foil minis, we had the 7-string PA. This is kind of we're going all the way and choosing all the specs on these guards, and this definitely gets a lot of interest. So you'll probably see these on the Reverb store. We announced these a few days ago on our newsletter, and that's the way you're going to find out about these things first. So if you're not on our newsletter, I'm plugging it right now because you should be. There goes our shop phone in the back. We're going to keep rolling. But if you're not on our newsletter, that's something that's important because we're going to leak these things early. We're going to make sure that you know about what's coming out early, and these two kind of dropped within the last couple days, and the newsletter people get first shot. So if you're interested in something and you want to know the coolest things coming out, the newsletter is the best place for that.
Cool. Just keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So many of you dedicated watchers of the channel may have remember seeing this golden Strat body, and we really just, we're biding our time and making sure we didn't make any missteps, but we've gotten it to this point, and you see there's a guard on here, and those even more dedicated viewers will have seen this on our trusty shop Strat.
That's right.
So this guard just dropped right in there, and this is actually a new thing for us, is really trying to master our trem installation and setup, and then eventually move it to the guitar projects, I think is the hope.
That's the goal.
So this is where this is at. I mean, it's looking about ready to go. I kept saying to Brian, like, look out, Lincoln Brewster.
Yeah, man. And that's something that's kind of cool. We wanted to dive into that. You may have seen that video, like you mentioned. It was almost a year ago now. We're just starting to tease this thing, and it kind of got put on the shelf. And I think over the last few months, we've kind of realized now we have some ways to make these a reality. They're going to start out as shop demos first, but that doesn't mean they won't be available for sale. That's honestly in the long-term plans of making an affordable guitar loaded with porters. That's something that we're excited about. So maybe let's reveal the neck.
Yeah, you can see I'm still holding something off camera, but we've got these really cool necks now going.
Yes.
And it's kind of like I mean, this is roasted as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so this is just kind of meant to fit in the standard Strat neck pocket, or I think Telly neck pocket as well. Like that's something
Yeah,
in the
we'll have
future.
different ones for sure.
But here we go. We got the neck. Brian's been killing the fretwork on these lately, and they're just feeling so good. I mean, we were talking about minute differences in edge, you know, like rolling the edges and making, oh, I think it needs. So it's just funny that we've kind of, this is why it's taken so long. We've been going over these little details so much, but I'm really excited to get this thing together, and I think we're just waiting on a few more parts, right?
Yeah, and like I said, we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to put these out there. Again, if you're interested in something like this, our goal is really something affordable for customers. And by affordable, we don't mean Squire pricing. It's not going to be that way. It's loaded with our pickups. You'll be able to choose options. It's just something that we enjoy working on these guitars. We enjoy offering our customers some very cool builds and different price points. I mean, if we're building a full guitar like the one I showed you from Lumber, that's obviously going to be a different price point. Something like these, we can get somewhere in the middle, hopefully. But we want to go through it with a couple different types of guitars and see what we think and see how we feel about it before really releasing it to the wild. But shoot us some questions if you have it, because there will be more of these. I'm certain of that. So
yeah, and you know, it's tough in the guitar market. It's hard to make these original shapes because some people are just Strat people and some people are Telly people, and that's okay. And now we just want to get a porter in those people's hands as well, you know.
Yeah, and kind of anyone that's a fan of what we do, just giving them something that's cool, something that has like the cool tones, and it's gonna look pretty sweet. Yes. So we gotta tap some holes for the neck pocket, and like you said, put some hardware on it. But it's gonna sound great. We're excited to do that. We'll probably be demoing this guitar, maybe diving in once we're kind of through the initial setup and nut work and all that other stuff. We'll kind of throw it out there, but we don't have a timetable for that. But just be watching. You'll see more on this guitar kind of in the coming weeks, I think.
Yeah, so that's a really exciting thing we got going on there.
And what's the last thing on the list today?
Last thing on the list is just kind of getting some visuals of some pickups. We have a dealer that placed an order. I believe it was Steve's Music. Shout out to Steve's.
Shout out to Steve's.
And we just needed some custom hand touch, artisan finished cover options on his Gatekeeper SCH sets that he ordered. And so they come in just nickel covers, but if you really want to zazz them up and you ask really nicely, I'll put some kind of finish on them. And you know, they just don't look shiny anymore. You can see they're not really reflecting the light. They look a little bit crusty. They'll get a little bit crustier with age if you play hard.
Yeah.
And so there's just a very popular option. Like, of course, there's the traditional nickel and chromes and just uncovered, but relic is something that, you know, we don't go like more than 2 weeks without relicking something around here. Even if it's something that we mess up a cover, we get a screwdriver on it, and we're like, well, this is now a relic cover, so let's do something cool with it.
Let's torch it or let's relic it.
Yeah.
So we're being environmentally conscious. I mean, we're not throwing away stuff. We're recycling stuff.
We're upcycling.
Upcycling. Yeah, that's what it is. Upcycle. That's the cool word now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on in the shop. Again, lots of cool stuff. The variety of stuff, I think, is what's been fun for us. Just chasing these different things, getting back into the mode of cutting stuff on the CNC and running the bandsaw and chopping things up. And honestly, it's been a very cool change of events for us and something that we're excited about pursuing further as we go along. So that was this week's show and tell. Lots of stuff. Please leave comments below if you have any questions about anything you saw on here, anything you'd like to see in the future. That's something that's been also fun, is to interact with people on the YouTube comments. Deleting a few of the trolls, shall we say, but a lot of really good conversations. People asking questions about stuff in our pickup height video or coil split videos, or lots of videos back through the channel. So if you haven't looked back through the channel in a while, go do that. We've also been putting some fun shorts out there of some, your dog relicking covers the CNC breaking a guitar. There's a lot of fun ones on there. Not so fun when they happen, but fun to share the joys and the miseries, I guess, of the process. But we appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much. And you can check us out at porterpickups.com. If you haven't been to the website in a while, go check it out. There's some buttons you can push and get some new pickups sent to your house. We'd love that if you are curious about upgrading your guitar. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Catch you next time.